Has a rusty lock. Do we not have any more keys? Wow. Thought we had more keys than that. Guess we'll just grab this key. Yeah, so I don't think I said it. There are a limited number of keys in the game. Obviously, using a key destroys the key. And you use keys to open up chests and doors. We can buy keys later, but there's such a limited number of them now that we really kind of want to hold on to as many as we can get. What you'll find in most treasure chests is just coins. Sometimes you'll find crystals. Other times you'll find nothing. I don't think that there are any trapped chests though, so you don't have to worry about that. We are now going to be doing a secret cave, which is what this gives you here if you break the wall. All you have to do to break a wall is just walk into it. And this is really going to help us as far as setting ourselves up to go into the dungeon. We're going to get a lot of necessary things here, like a couple of keys, experience points, because the spiders are stronger, and therefore drop more experience points. And, of course, the good old loot of gold coins. Ultimately, the monsters give you less and less experience points the more that you fight, or rather, I should say, the more that you level up. And in the beginning, the slimes out in the field were giving us like 50 experience points, but now, you know, after you gain one level, they only give you 25, and then they give you 12, and so on and so forth, up to the point where they only give you 1 experience point. So you could kill 1,000 slimes if you really wanted to, but it's better just to move on with the game and just fight the stronger monsters. We're in some kind of spider cave, not quite sure exactly what it is, but it's at least different, it has different graphics and everything. And we're going to encounter our first freezing monster, the blue spider. The blue monsters are the ones you really want to watch out for. So you can find yourself in a pretty sticky situation. In fact, I'm not quite sure if we want to engage this guy or not. I guess we could. Yeah, let's go ahead and mess with him as much as we can. Anyway, the moment a blue monster attacks you, you get frozen like that. It's very hard to get away from a monster once you become frozen, especially because they have a tendency, especially with the more aggressive monsters, they have a tendency to just continually bite you over and over and over again. There's nothing you can do except sit there and watch your character die. So it's usually a good idea when fighting a monster that can freeze you is to run over, attack it, and then move backwards before it can bite you. If you're lucky, sometimes even if it does bite you, when you're frozen you'll still move backwards anyway, giving you a few seconds more to get away from the monster before it attacks you again. Being frozen and killed by monsters is probably your prime way to die in this game, and like I said, no saving. At one point, I think when this game first came out, they did offer a saving function if you bought a CD for the game, which helps support random thoughts, as well as give you a memorabilia for the site. However, I don't think they offer it anymore, and therefore they have, if I remember correctly, they've lowered the prices in the shop significantly in order to counterbalance the fact that you can't save, and that they don't even offer a way for you to save. It's something to do with the Java code, I'm sure. I'm not entirely sure I understand exactly what the deal is, but it's not a problem because the game isn't very long. It's probably take you about 2 hours to beat if we do things right. Anyway, we're now in the cave to the north. This is going to be the primary dungeon of the game, where we spend most of our time fighting our way through hordes and hordes of monsters and collecting tons and tons of treasure. This place is so big that there are actually towns inside this cave. It's like people must have just started wandering around and they got lost, and so they made a town in the middle of a dungeon. I don't know, it works for me. You see it a lot in old RPGs, and I'm not just saying like this is old. I mean, like, I'm thinking about the SNES and some of the games I played there where random shopkeepers were just in the dungeons, like Castlevania or Brandish or something like that. That was always humorous to see. Like, oh, I just ran away from, you know, like 10 million zombies. Sure, would you like to buy a potion? Oh well. It keeps us alive and it keeps us from having to run all the way back to that first town. So, we do want to be careful. You saw there I had to use one of the ability points that you get in order to heal ourselves from the poison. And of course that's going to give us more hit points, it's going to heal us, and it's also going to give us additional resistance to the poison damage. As soon as we can, we'll pick up a better sword, honestly, because these monsters sure do take a lot of hits. We have the money. We have a decent amount of money. We're gonna find a decent amount of money. But the first sword that I really want is gonna require 5 strength to equip. And we kind of only have 1 strength at the moment. So it's a work in progress. Alright, that takes care of those guys. And I'm pretty it's hard to remember. I believe I might have said it, but I'll just say it again. The scrolls you pick up increase the power of the magic spell of the corresponding scroll. So if you pick up a green scroll, it's gonna give you a healing magic boost. Blue is ice, red is fire, and purple is lightning. So this is a small outpost here. This guy will sell you a couple stuff and a couple things rather. And the thing we really want is this burning sword, but like I said, it's going to require 5 strength to equip. He does sell us life potions at an exorbitant price, but there's not much we can do about it. We need to heal. Be careful, I've spotted blue slimes nearby in the dungeon. The wee beasties can only be hurt by storm or fire magic. It is often best just to run away from them. Yep, I used to know how to save your game, Rex, but I forgot how to do it. Take heart, this is a short adventure. Indeed. Yeah, so that's another reason why we want the burn sword, is so that we can take out those blue monsters and actually be able to damage them. Because otherwise, you're SOL'd. Sorry, out of luck. So we could move on and just like go fight the thousands of spiders in the next room and have me try and ignore my arachnophobia. Or we could do this, which is a secret, nice little secret dungeon here, where we'll fight the red slimes. Red slimes have less hit points than those slimes that we were fighting earlier. I should point out now that despite whatever color the monsters are, whatever graphic the monster are, it is not necessarily a designation of the monster's power. Those slimes we were fighting out in the field were a lot weaker than the slimes we were just fighting a few moments ago. And both the slimes were just green, you know, not even a different shade of green. So you do want to be careful. You can't always trust what the monster looks like to judge its power. Some monsters are the same color and they're extremely powerful. Other times they throw the weaker monsters at you. So always exercise caution when fighting things that you don't know what they are. The big thing about these red slimes is that they do poison you if they attack you. It's not so much a big deal because they have plenty of healing potions around here, and we do have 80 hit points, which is good. But just, you know, you do want to keep an eye out for it, make sure you don't get ganked.